Premier Sihle Zikalala is today visiting the families of the women who were found murdered in the sugarcane fields in Umthwalume on the south coast. Now, since March, 6 bodies have been found on separate occasions in fields in that area. The latest discovery came this weekend when the charred remains of an unidentified woman was found dumped close to where the other bodies were found. Our reporter Karinda Jagmohan joins us live from a house of one of the victims. Karinda, very good morning to you once again. We heard a little earlier on from KZN Premier Sihle Zikalala saying that they will keep following up on this matter until the investigation shows some results and some outcome. You at one of the family's homes, talk us through what's happening there.
Yes, good morning to you. Well, currently the KZN Premier is inside the home of the Gumede family. You can see they're heading in, bringing in relief aid as well as they mourn the death of Nosipo Gumede, one of the 6 victims who died in the spate of murders we've been seeing since March. Now, earlier the Premier laid a wreath at the site where the body of Zaman Lisa was found last month, and that area has become now a memorial space where community members have come through to lay down flowers and various other items in memory of the lives that have been lost. At the site, the Premier addressed media saying that it seems that the women were raped before they were murdered. This new information coming to light, he says. Now, this follows his meeting with police earlier today at the Newzroom municipality, where he was also briefed by the community about the scourge of gender-based violence in this area. We've also spoken to the police commissioner, and he says that at this stage preliminary investigations show that the finding of the recent body, or rather the recent murder that we saw over the weekend, is not linked to the series of murders that we've been seeing unfolding since March. However, he says that police will continue scouring the fields of Umthwalume in search of other bodies that may be there after the key suspect in this case, after he committed suicide, or rather before he had committed suicide, confessed to 4 murders and told police that other women have died in the area. So police are continuing with their investigations. This as the community remains unsafe in this area. This is what the community of Umthwalume generally looks like, and for many women it is extremely difficult to come through to the local village or even have access to the local police station. It's around a 15-minute drive away, but for many in this community, they need to access public transport, and to walk towards the nearest taxi rank, it would take about a 15-minute walk, and then to take that public transport to the Hebridean police station. And I'm saying this just to explain how difficult it is for this community to access these very important services. Now, since a mobile police station has been set up in the area, the community has had some relief, but they need a more permanent solution. So today, of course, with his engagement with the community, the Premier is expected to touch on these matters, on the needs of this very rural seaside community in the KwaZulu-Natal South Coast. And as we just will be going inside in a few moments, also to hear about from the families of the victims and how they feel following the murders, especially the death of the key suspect. It's unclear whether or not the 4 dockets have been closed. These are the cases in which the suspect confessed to. That decision will lie with the NPA, and following that we'll hear on how further the police have been in conducting their investigations. Following the death of the key suspect, they've had to go back to the drawing board, so it will still take time for them now to further make arrests, especially in the latest development that we're seeing, in the latest discovery of yet another body of a woman here in the community of Umthwalume.
Karinda, as you speak about permanent solutions and you're speaking about the needs of the community, we know that earlier on KZN Premier Sihle Zikalala spoke about the policing matter, saying they've bolstered police in that area, and the station commander of the police station has since been replaced. What were the concerns around the leadership at that police station?
Indeed, well, when these series of murders began unfolding, the community here spoke out about a lack of efficiency by the local Hebridean police station, saying that whenever they had gone to the police station to make complaints, to ask for assistance, they were turned away or did not receive assistance fast enough. And following this, they relayed these messages to the police minister, who's been to Umthwalume several times now over the course of the last month as the investigations unfold. After relaying this last week, the police minister came down to Umthwalume to say that there would be, so to speak, shake-up at the Hebridean police station. Today, of course, that decision being announced that the station commander has been removed. It's unclear who he's been replaced with yet and how the community will react with this. But for them, of course, a step in the right direction to hopefully receive better services. However, last week, or rather last month, members of the KZN Legislature Community Safety Committee were here in Umthwalume, and what came out of community engagements is that there needs to be a more permanent policing solution in this community of Umthwalume. Currently, a mobile police station has been set up. This is a truck in which that is parked outside a local health center where community members can go to receive services from police. However, many members saying this is not enough. They want a more permanent solution. So we do need to engage now, or rather the community will now engage with the local government that has been coming here over the last month to engage with them on what needs to be done going forward and how long it would take for that more permanent policing situation to be set up here. And of course, this is the situation for many areas, rural areas like Umthwalume, where the nearest permanent police station is kilometers away. And for many residents here, it is difficult for them to access public transport and go to that police station in a time where they urgently need that resource. And this is what is coming out of the spate of murders that we are seeing, an absolute need for security for the residents to be assured of their safety.
Right, Karinda Jagmohan, let's leave you to it as you catch up with Premier Sihle Zikalala, who is visiting the families of the women found in the sugarcane fields. Of course, this is a story that we will continue to be tracking throughout the process of the day as the Premier goes door to door, offering his condolences and comfort to those who've lost loved ones in this dreadful manner.